It's Ash from Super Videos, back for another video for Season 10 of The Walking Dead. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the last episode that aired for Season 10 of The Walking Dead, Season 10 Episode 3, which was called Ghosts. And we're going to take a look at that ending scene, and I'm going to try to explain what I think happened and what it means for the future of the story. So, of course, in this episode, there was a lot of concentration on Carol and her mental state and the fact that she was hallucinating, she was seeing things. So before they actually go to this abandoned school, what ends up happening is that Carol sees 3 whispers. She tries to shoot them, but she misses. Now, because she's taking pills and since Michonne and Daryl couldn't find any whispers around, they assumed she was hallucinating. So then after that, they go inside this abandoned school. And then there's again a few instances where Carol hallucinates or sees things that she thinks are real but are in her dream. One is the story that Daryl tells her about how his father was a truck driver. She saw faces of people that she loved that died on the cover of the cookbook, which we're going to look at on a separate video because I do want to kind of talk about that a little bit. And she also saw and heard Henry. Also, there is another instance at Alexandria when she wakes up and she sees Henry. That's also another part of her hallucination. So then what happens is Carol actually goes inside this gymnasium and she steps on a rope and she's basically trapped. So then a whisper shows up, lures the walkers in and leaves. Carol kills all of those walkers. Now, at this point, there's still a chance that Carol is hallucinating. Yes, there was a rope there and she was trapped for sure. But at the same time, was there really a whisper there? So at this point, they're not really revealing to the audience whether what Carol saw was real or not. Now at the end of the episode, what do we see? We see them showing all of the walkers that Carol killed in that gymnasium. And it shows all of them and it follows this kind of trail which leads to outside. Then we see this whisper right here open her eyes or his eyes. Now, this tells us 2 big things. One, that the whisper that Carol saw in the gymnasium was not in her head and it was real. And possibly the 3 whispers that she saw outside may have actually been there as well. So she wasn't hallucinating that either. This whisper was injured. We do see that as they're panning to his face. And at this point, I think we're safe to assume that Carol was the one that shot this whisper. Now, in some way, shape, or form, this whisper escaped, ran outside the building, but collapsed, maybe from blood loss. The whisper has opened their eyes. Now, there are people that believe that the whisper has turned. This does not look like a walker. This looks like a person who's just waken up. So I think the whisper didn't actually get killed. They're injured, definitely, but they're not dead. Now, there is a small issue that I have, regardless of whether it's a whisper or a walker at this point. Why is there no blood around the mouth? If she was shot around the abdomen, which it seemed like they were, why aren't they pouring blood out of their mouth? You know what I mean? So that's a little weird. But I'm going to stick with that prediction that the whisper hasn't actually died. And I think this whisper actually is going to have a lot to do with what's going to happen coming up. Because if you think about it, in this episode, the survivors and the whisperers came to an understanding. They made like a deal. We do see in the trailer of the upcoming episode that Hilltop is going to be attacked. Now, if they have come to an understanding, why would Hilltop be attacked? Well, I think what could potentially happen is that this whisperer is going to make it out alive. They're going to make it back to the Whisperers camp and tell Alpha everything they saw. And tell her that the group didn't head back immediately and they stayed behind. Now, why is that important? Well, Alpha told them, you have to run. You have to go back and basically go beyond the new borders. Now, we don't know whether they did or not. But if they didn't, if they stayed in an abandoned house that was inside Alpha's new land, then that means that they broke the rules again. So if the Whisperer actually makes it back and tells Alpha, she will definitely want to punish them. And what better way to punish them than to attack the Hilltop? I think that makes a lot of sense. But like I said, this is just my speculation. I could be totally wrong. But Let me know your thoughts and opinions about the ending of the last episode and whether you think any of what I just mentioned might come true. That's it for this video. See you next time for another super video. If you like what you see, press like, subscribe for more content, and press the bell button to receive notifications for daily uploads.